What's up, world? Wherever you are out there, driving to Hood, doing the good thing, just want to welcome you to another good morning meeting. Super excited about today's episode, guys. We have Sam Harmer. He has one of the most unique and pivotal positions here at the company, and we're going to get into that. He's a pipeline performance specialist. Is that right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Essentially what he does is he helps people keep more of their revenue so that more money hits their bank account. Sam has a really unique story, which I'll let him get into. He started on the sales side, sold like 250K, 300K, and then 400 or 500. What was your story?
Yeah, so I originally started selling. I sold 3 years. My first summer, I sold about 250K as a rookie. My second year, I sold 400K. And then my last and final year, I sold 500K.
So guys, without further ado, let's get into it with Sam Harmer. All right, so Sam, super excited to have you on the pod today. If you could kind of walk us through a little bit of your, so you started in sales, and then you kind of got this somewhat of a made-up position, right? That was like, hey, we want our reps to retain more revenue, and it's really evolved. So let's just dive right into it.
Yeah, nothing like a made-up job, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, so I initially started selling in 2022. So I came off my mission end of 2021. I knew a lot of the grit guys. Ben is family to me. I knew Calvin, Skylar, and I knew they were crushing it. I never was going to do door-to-door. I ended up getting recruited, went out 2022. As I mentioned, I sold really well my rookie year. Came back my second year, had an awesome second year, had a couple guys. Third year, again, went out with a couple guys, sold really well. My last summer, I sold 500K. And I had kind of talked to Ben coming off that summer and was like, hey, I don't know that I want to do the door knocking thing forever. I love working here. I see the vision. I would love to come do something on the corporate side. And what that turned into eventually is I found myself in Portland beginning of 2025. I was there 4 days and I sold really well. I'm decent at the job. I sold 20K in 4 days.
Not bad.
Pretty good. Paid some bills for me later on. But I was just kind of not feeling good about being there overall. Didn't feel aligned with my goals. So I called Ben and said, hey, Ben, I think I'm ready to come work for you now. And he's like, oh, that actually works. I think we need you. So I came back and kind of started doing what I do now.
Cool. So guys, I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine a sales rep who's super elite, does super well, knows the ins and outs of the jobs, knows the highs, the lows, knows what it's like to lose an account. And all of a sudden, Ben comes to you. I imagine I wasn't in this conversation, but he's like, hey, man, I want to give you a position where the entire goal, your entire focus is going to be how can we help reps retain more accounts? How can we catch trends of, reps that are doing things, whether knowingly or unknowingly, fix those problems, all with the idea to get more money in the reps' bank accounts. And who better to do that than a rep that's actually lived that, right? So walk us through kind of what is the position now and what does it look like?
Yeah, it honestly evolves day over day, week over week. Initially, when I first got hired, they just kind of told me, hey, we know that you know the business well, and we know that you can make an impact. Just go find a way to make accounts better. What that initially looked like is I literally, the first week, I knew nothing about the back end of field routes. I got a field routes login, and I just started reading all the cancellation notes across the whole company. And just kind of, why are people canceling? If I'm going to save people money or if I'm going to help them earn more money, I'm going to figure out why their customers are canceling. So,
and guys, so if you're listening to this, please don't tune out because Sam is going to talk about trends and things he's noticed that everyone, you don't want to go work hard, put on a ton of accounts, and then not get paid on it. Everyone wants to get paid, and Sam is the liaison that figures out how to help get more money in your bank account. So regardless of what you're selling, regardless of where you're at, I'm telling you there's going to be things in this podcast that Sam is going to talk about that are going to help you get more money in your bank account. So sorry to cut you off there.
It's a great point, and I think a lot of the things that I can speak to are going to be universal to all industries, all companies. But yeah, I mean, initially I was just reading cancel notes, trying to figure out, okay, what processes, systems, why are people canceling? And eventually that evolved to more data-oriented analytics. Data doesn't lie. A lot of times customers do lie when they try to cancel. Unfortunately, sometimes reps lie. We don't like to see it, but it happens across the industry. We've all seen it when we knock doors. So I essentially just started looking at, okay, what are the key or core metrics that indicate cancellation, and how can we minimize those? So what my role has kind of evolved into today is, okay, when customers are being onboarded, do they have really, really good expectations? Okay, of those who don't have good expectations, what do they actually look like? Are there certain reps or teams that struggle with bad expectations? Okay, how can we fix those? So essentially, I'm making sure at point of sale when we hand the customer to the operating partner or the operational team that we work with, do we have the best possible chance of capitalizing on the account? So at a high level, my job is just to oversee when the reps give us accounts, how good are they and how can we make them better?
And dude, I bet that first year, I bet you saw all kinds of trends and things. So again, for all these reps listening, to your point, some reps are just not smart and they just say bad, dumb things and they knowingly lie. I don't believe that's the case with most of the reps in the industry. I believe most reps are good people who really want to get a sale and sometimes don't really know the right way to do it and are willing to bend certain things almost unknowingly to get the sale. I think that's because, again, if you're the rep who just lies, fix that. We're not talking to you. You got to fix some moral compass type stuff. Maybe we're talking to you too. But really, guys, what we're talking to is like, we've all done it. We've all made mistakes, set expectations wrong. And this is what Sam is talking about. Been really vague, or just didn't set an expectation, so let the customer set it themselves. So what are some of those, again, you look through the accounts, you're seeing common cancellation. What were some of the trends and things that you noticed that reps were doing that are fixable?
Yeah, it's really interesting that you talk about like, hey, we're not talking to the reps who lie, because we're actually not, because those reps essentially don't get paid and don't make money and don't come back, or they get fired. And if I spend all my time trying to help reps who are, and again, this doesn't happen very often, but like if I try to help reps like that, I'm actually going to have no delta on real revenue because the reps didn't sell that anyway. What I would rather spend my time doing is looking at real accounts from real reps who are selling good accounts and make them better. So a couple things that I think that looks like, and you spoke to this really well. A lot of people have bad habits that they don't really know are bad habits.
Okay.
A really, really common one is knocking the wrong type of areas and onboarding the wrong type of customers. You'll notice, like, we worked at Aptiv for a couple of years. Aptiv has these blue pins that they ask you to knock. When you work with Fox and some of our other operating partners, the branch managers have zip codes they want you to stay out of. Why is that? It's because the customers that sales reps give them in the area just are less likely to pay their bills and become commissionable.
And guys, that's data driven. Like, again, you go put on accounts and you can notice, I'm assuming, trends of like, hey, in this zip code or in this area, like 70% of the accounts are canceling. And guys, as a sales rep, why would you want to go knock something if you knew knowingly, if your manager said, hey, by the way, last year, 70% of the accounts we put on in this neighborhood canceled, but go knock it. Do you want to go put on 10 deals and get paid on 3? No. And so you are just actually creating alignment with what sales reps actually want. They may not know it, but no sales rep wants to go put on 10 and get paid on 3.
Well, it's funny because like there's a couple reps I've worked with, and it's really cool to see them improve this, and they're making tons of money now. They go knock a neighborhood, they get their shit tossed all day long, they get rocked, and they're like, oh, I can't sell in that type of neighborhood, whether it's $1 million homes, $500K homes, really old houses, new houses, and they associate their success with the kind of neighborhood or the kind of day they have. But they're also really emotional when it comes to falling back on old habits. So if I am in a really, really nice neighborhood and I can't find a deal, and one time I sold a bunch of deals in a really low-income neighborhood, I'm going to like find my way to the low-income neighborhood and I'm going to sell one. Emotionally, that's what the rep wants. But when it comes to a data standpoint, the rep actually doesn't want that at all because he will yield no dollars from that account.
Yeah, it'll make you feel good immediately because you got the account, but if you didn't get paid on it, what was the point?
Yes,
right?
And the problem is a lot of companies, a lot of managers, and a lot of reps just either don't know or they don't have access to the data that actually supports that. They're not able to tell you, if I sell an account in this zip code versus this zip code, they're the same. And it's like they're actually not. A lot of companies just don't track that kind of data, or they track it and they don't give the reps awareness to it.
And guys, to be clear, like Sam over here, he doesn't have a crystal ball, right? It's not like he's like, okay, if you go in this neighborhood. No, what it is it's about putting our reps in the highest likelihood scenario where they're going to get paid on their accounts. Now, are you still going to go into a neighborhood and maybe sell 10 and one cancels? For sure. You can't mitigate all of them. But what we want to avoid is putting people in areas and situations where we knowingly say, hey, like, yeah, I know you're going to probably only get paid on a third of the accounts you go sell. Like, that's just not fun. Guys, you work so hard for this. This job is so hard. And you put in so much time, sweat, and tears. You should want to get paid. And so that's why I think what Sam is talking about is such a unique thing, such an important thing for reps to understand. And if you're sitting here listening, it's like you should be asking yourself the question, how am I putting myself in the best position possible to get paid?
Yeah, and like a lot of reps are just unaware of it.
Okay.
Like sometimes like if you hear somebody at another company has bad attrition, it's like, oh, he was lying or he was dishonest. It's like, no, dude, his manager just didn't know what kind of area to cut him. Like his manager just let him down because he didn't teach him how to like actually go get real good customers. So I think it's really interesting. Like most people with bad attrition, at least at Grit, they don't lie to people. We would have fired them if they did. What they actually don't do is just give us the right type of customer. And now that we're becoming more and more aware of that, attrition is way, way better than it ever has been.
And guys, that's the goal here, is to just help our reps get paid more. And so I think Sam has a unique job too, and I want to speak to this because I think it will be kind of fun to have people be a fly on the wall. I would imagine you notice a trend and you call a rep. Again, I'm going out on a limb here, and I would say most of the time the rep is probably like, freak, dude, why is this guy calling me? And it probably feels like you're against them because you're saying, hey, bro, you got to do more welcome calls, you got to do this, or you got to stop doing like a pay later, whatever it is. But I would imagine that as reps have gotten to know you and have seen the outcomes of those conversations, they realize that, dude, you are their biggest advocate in this whole company. Because when you're calling them, you're saying, hey, dude, I noticed something. I want to help you fix it. So walk me through that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I remember when I first started doing like outreach to reps, like I'd basically been head in field routes data for like 2 months. Like I can't go talk to anyone about this kind of stuff till I actually know that it is real and going to be helpful. And I remember like it's almost like the feeling of knocking your first door. Like you dial this number, you got to make the call. You're like, oh, like I don't know how he's going to take this. I don't know how I'm going to be received. And at first it was like really hard because you get pushback, and it's like it's hard when you're doing the hardest job in the world, and then you have somebody telling you that you're maybe doing it wrong or you're not doing it how you should be. But I've noticed if I always come with specific data-driven like approaches, like data is not emotional. It doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about dollars. And that's like the really interesting thing is if I come to a rep with data, he's never going to push back because that is real. Whereas if I come to a rep saying like, hey, dude, you should try doing this, this, and this, and I think it'll do this, it's like he does not care what I think. Like he's knocking the doors. He knows his customers way better than I do. But I think something that's important to speak to is like I think where we lose tons of customers is not switching people over the right way.
Okay.
And like pest control reps especially, like I'm for sure talking to you guys here. I cannot tell you how many more customers you would keep if you would switch them the right way. Pest control is ultra competitive.
Correct.
Like how many switchovers do you think you've sold in your career?
Like over 1,000.
Yeah, it's like Parker sold more switchovers than I probably have customers ever. Like I think I've maybe sold 1,000 accounts.
I also sold like 6 more years than you, so I hope that would be the case.
True. Your ramp was steeper than mine.
Maybe.
But a common thing that I see is, okay, I'm going to switch somebody over. I'm going to make canceling their other company sound really, really easy because it actually is if they're out of contract and even if they are in contract sometimes. But once that account is serviced, I'm green. I'm good.
That's how you're saying. That's how the rep feels.
That's
They're
how
like,
the
hey,
rep thinks.
I'm going to make it seem like this is super easy. We'll cancel it. Hey, I'll even do it for you. And then they can't get service, and they're like, cool, phone's off. I'm not answering their calls. I don't want anything
dude,
to
I've
do
got
with
my $900 on the leaderboard. This is great. But like what happens a lot of times is in working with call centers and operating partners is people are stuck in this limbo of like, hey, this rep said he would help me cancel my company. He like maybe helped me do this, or he told me to do this. I can't fully figure it out. I might still have a fee. He said he was going to take care of the fee, but now like I'm not sure. And they're kind of in this like indecision. It's like we always say it, clarity creates deals and confusion kills deals.
Correct. Write that down. Clarity creates deals. Confusion kills deals.
Yes. I mean, and we hear it all the time, and we talk about that when it comes to pricing, but we should also feel that way about our customers' expectations. So if you switch somebody over with the expectation that you're going to take care of it, actually take care of it, and I promise you'll probably have 3 to 5% way better attrition.
So guys,
that's a real thing.
Guys, what Sam is saying here, like, guys, I have been there. I know how hard it is already to get a switch over. And so you try to make it as easy as possible for the customer. And I think there's a couple of principles I want to just extract here. So if you have a note tab or you're writing this down, like, here's the principle. Number one, as a sales rep, do what you say you're going to do. Most people cancel not because they're mad that there's they don't cancel because you didn't cancel their company. They cancel with us because you said you'd cancel their company and you didn't.
You didn't meet their expectation.
Correct. Expectations is everything, right? And so that's principle number one, is do what you say you're going to do. Number two, I do think you can get people switched over with real expectations. For example, like switching someone over from Terminex or a door knocking company is different. Just set the right expectations. I would be a big advocate that don't tell people you're going to cancel for them. Tell them the process, help them do it, and help them know, hey, if you email, they're probably going to still call you, and you should probably answer them and tell them you're moving on. It's just all about expectations. And remember, like, you think you're good, you're in the green, you're $900, but if you don't do it the right way, you're losing the sale anyway. So that entire 20 minutes of your life was just a waste, and you didn't make money. And guys, I want this to be super clear. What's good for you is good for the company, is good for the customer. Win, win, win. Is it good for you to lie to the customer and say you'll take care of it and you don't? Well, what happens? Customer cancels, bad review comes in, you don't get paid, company doesn't get long-term recurring revenue. Future reps that knock on that are going to have a way harder time. It's a lose, lose, lose when you do things the wrong way. And the cool thing is Sam is seeing these things live with data-backed like decisions, and he's going to reps and saying, hey, like, you're not a bad rep. Sounds like you're setting bad expectations. This is probably the fourth time in a week I've had a customer call in and say, hey, he told me he was going to pay my cancellation fee. Never did. Another thing there, I don't think you need to pay cancellation fees, but if you're saying you're going to do that, just freaking do it right there. Like, don't leave the door.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because, like, every company deals with the same problem. Like, every company has customers call in who are, like, in this limbo phase between accounts. Every company has customers who have bad expectations. Like, that's just the reality of door-to-door in business. Like, it totally happens. The thing that is really cool here is we are building processes and systems to make reps aware of that. If I'm a rep, I want to know why my customers are canceling. Like, I actually do.
Why? Because then you can fix it.
Yes, exactly. Like, I hate when I hear people and I'm, like, talking to them and they're like, yeah, we'll see what the pay report looks like. Like, I don't know, dude. It could be scary. Like, you know, like, my friend had a bad experience with X company, and it's like, no, dude, if you're aware of what your customers actually look like and you set really, really good expectations, the thing that I love about my job is I can confidently say to the rep, like, hey, dude, if you put on accounts and give us the kind of customers we ask for, you're going to have really good attrition. Like, I can tell you what it looks like. And if it's not going to be good, I've probably communicated that to you already.
Well, dude, here's what's interesting, right? So I want to, again, keep breaking this down for the reps listening so they can go away and say, okay, from this podcast, here's a few things that I know I need to do that maybe I wasn't thinking about before to get paid on more. So one of them was switchovers. Do switchovers the right way. If you tell someone you're going to help them cancel their company, do it. If you're not going to do it, don't tell them you're going to do it. Maybe teach them how. If you're going to tell them you're going to pay a cancellation fee, do it. All of those things. Just set the correct expectations. So that's one thing that reps can do to have better retention. Another thing I would imagine is like welcome calls. You know, what's kind of the trend you've seen? And a welcome call, for those that don't know, essentially you sign up a customer, you have this welcome call, whether it's an AI or a person that essentially says, hey, customer, this is what you're signing up for. Are you cool with that? It makes sure that the rep doesn't, pull a fleece over their head. So any correlation with, retention and welcome calls?
Yeah, it's rep to rep, operating partner to operating partner. But like usually an account that we have with a welcome call sticks anywhere from like 7 to 10% better than our accounts that don't have them. And it's interesting to think about, like, if you're already selling accounts the right way, a welcome call is not hard to do. And it actually probably doesn't add that much value on the front end of the sale. Where it totally adds value is the retention agent has a tool to protect your account. Parker, you ever had a subscription that you try to cancel and you call in and you make some BS up about why you need to cancel it?
Yes.
Yes, happens all the time. Happened to me with pest control one time. I tried to cancel a pest control account for my own house with a BS reason, and the company had a welcome call or like a verification letter from me that I agreed to the terms, and I paid the fee. Like my pride was hurt. I couldn't get out of the fee. But it's a good point to think about. If you provide a welcome call, they're used to protect the account. If the customer calls in and says, hey, I didn't know this, or hey, I thought it would be this, I was told it was this. It's like, no, we have a video of you affirming that you understood all this. You can stay with us or you can pay the fee. And most of the time, the call center rep is incentivized to help them stay with us, so the rep gets paid and the company keeps the account.
Love it, dude. And I just think, again, if you're at a company that doesn't have welcome calls, that's okay. The principle is the same. All a welcome call is a second pass through of everything to make sure the customer has the correct expectations. You can do that. You don't have to have a welcome call. At the end, you can say, hey, man, just want to make sure we're on. And I did this, by the way, when there was no welcome calls. Hey, man, just want to make sure we're on the same page. Word for word, this is what I would say to customers. I'd say, look, we're in the business of keeping long-term customers. We don't do that if we have bad expectations. So I just want to re-go through everything one more time to make sure we're on the same page. And when customers would go through it, they'd be like, cool, Parker wants me to stick for a long time. And they would stick at like a way higher rate. So welcome calls, obviously switchovers.
Yeah,
What's just some other things that reps do, maybe good reps do, bad habits that they could fix?
Yeah, I already spoke to this a little bit, but just like handing the right type of customer. So what that can look like is making sure they have good expectations, knocking the right type of neighborhood, nicer home values usually always lead to more retention. But dude, just being coachable and aware is like the number one thing that is actually going to net you the most results. Because not only do I help people retain more, but like you can just sell more if you are more aware of what's going on with your revenue. For example, one of the reports that we look at really, really often in the summer is who has a contract value over the last 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks that's way lower than the team average. It's like the rep just is rolling out really, really low pricing and doesn't realize that he can capture more. Like there's only so much you can do to sell a good account, but you can always get better at selling in your selling process.
Yeah, because if you're that rep, like in this scenario, right, if the whole team's ACV is 1,000 and you're 700, again, data tells a story. What it probably is saying is that like you're just dropping your price right off the bat. You're not negotiating. And if the whole team is at that, what you can also help that do, again, that rep, it's not about they're doing something wrong. It's saying, hey, how can we help you get better in the sales process? Because again, if everyone else is charging 1,000, you could too. You just need to get better at selling. And all of a sudden, that rep might sell the same amount of accounts the rest of the summer. But imagine if those accounts were at a $300 more value. How much more does the rep make? How much more does the company make? It's pretty amazing.
Oh, it's crazy. Like I remember my whole rookie year, I did not roll out the pricing that I was coached to. And I ended up selling just as many as accounts. I think I finished, it was like number 4 rookie in the company. And all the ones ahead of me, like had sold a really similar amount of accounts, but had just charged way more. And I'm like, I almost feel like I'm just as good, if not better than you at actually selling people. It's just like I didn't have the process that you had. And it's like, that's a really good way to net more dollars. It's not just to sell better quality accounts, but just to sell more of them and more expensive ones.
And guys, I want to talk to this because you might be listening to this and think, well, is that unethical? Like to charge people more? I don't believe it is. And don't quote me on the exact definition of this, but there's something in economics called consumer surplus. And essentially there's this like graph of how much a customer is willing to pay. So let's say a customer in this scenario, he's willing to pay anywhere between $700 and $1,000. Your goal as a rep, and again, that's the customer is happy and willing to pay there. If you're a rep, what do you want to do? You want to capture as much consumer surplus as possible by charging them as close to the top without going over it. Because in that scenario, if you charge them $1,100, they might not want it and cancel. But so many reps just go right to the bottom where it's like if you're a smart business person, if a customer is willing to pay anywhere from $700 to $1,000, why would you not want to charge them $999?
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what you're helping do. You're actually helping these young guys and girls capture more consumer surplus because the customer's going to be happy to pay it either way. Why not get more revenue out of it?
No, and that's just business. Like Nike, they're going to charge you $40 or $50 for the pair of shorts. If they can choose, they're going to choose $50. And this is like an interesting call out to like the pest control industry is I think we have a great industry. I do think we have a lot of places that we can improve. But one thing that we do to help our reps capture consumer surplus is we're starting to design our packages at Mira. We're designing them around if you pay more, you get more.
Wait, that seems like a pretty logical thing, man.
It seems logical, but if you look at almost all pest control companies, no matter if you have a quarterly program, a bi-monthly program, a monthly program, what do you have? The same warranty. It's like, does that make sense? No.
Not in any industry outside of pest control.
Not in industry outside of pest control. So I'm really, really interested to see as we roll out some of these new packages and programs. And again, we love all our operating partners that we work with, and they provide a great service. But I really do think that the way that we design packages, people are going to pay more to get more. And that's going to help reps keep more revenue, because when people are getting saved, they're not just going to get saved to the minimum contract value, because the call center rep is incentivized to help them keep more coverage. Versus if we have to drop them all the way to minimums, they're going to lose coverage. So then they're losing value. So when you're signing people up, you're going to drive people into the correct categories of how much coverage they need, and they will be willing to pay for it. And then as a rep, you don't even have to question if you're feeling unethical or dishonest if you're selling somebody something with the same guarantee, because you actually don't have to, the way our programs are going to be set up.
It's so funny because you just connected a dot in my head. So my father-in-law just bought a truck. And it's funny, I'm sitting down and like, guess what happens? The bigger the warranty on the truck, guess what it costs? Does it more?
More money. Wow.
And my father-in-law's like, look, I want to drive this truck for the rest of my life. So I want to get the 10-year unlimited warranty bumper to bumper, but it costs money. And it's so interesting that all these other industries, like my father-in-law is not up in arms. He's like, yeah, if I want more coverage, if I want a better warranty, if I want it to last longer, I got to pay more. Yet it's kind of archaic the way we've done it in pest control. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. I'm excited for the changes there in the future. And then kind of as we wrap up here, Sam, super cool. I think the industry, whether they work at the grid or not, should be grateful for people like you. Because what you are doing is you are changing the way fundamentally we look at pest control accounts and saying, hey, it's not just about selling accounts and throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping they stick. It's saying, hey, let's go like hire people and create positions that are designed to create more win-win-win scenarios. Good for the company, good for the customer, good for the rep. And I know that you've put just hundreds and thousands probably of hours into figuring this out. And we have seen just here at the Grit a massive change in the type of accounts, the way they're lasting, also in reps. Reps, again, probably at the beginning were afraid to hear from you. And now it's like, I bet reps are so grateful that you give them a call because you're saying, hey, I'm noticing something. And so in conclusion here, let's just go through and kind of rapid fire a few little some big takeaways over the last year and a half in this position.
Yeah.
Like, what are some big takeaways? All these reps that are driving out to area, like, what are some things again? So, setting good expectations, all the different things. Any other like best practices or best piece of advice that you've given to reps that have helped them retain more revenue?
Yeah, I think just like a couple things that are like way important to remember. Like, one, the job is really, really, really hard. I've done it. You've done it. Most people listening to this have done it. So like, one, you should give yourself a big pat on the back for like being somebody who's down to do that.
Retweet.
And it for sure changed my life in like ways that it almost makes me like emotional to talk about. But like door to door is a foundation for like most good things that have happened to me. At the same time, we need to be very cautious that we are calculated in the way that we approach the job, or else we ruin it for other people. And I'm not just necessarily speaking to like somebody goes into a neighborhood and like lies about something and then nobody trusts a door-to-door rep. It's like the way that you put on accounts and the way you set expectations actually will affect the rest of your life, and that you will know how to do business better. Something we talk about all the time, and we just talked about all our launch week, is we are business people at Grit. We're not salespeople. And I think it's really easy to sometimes cut corners in the sense of like, you're not lying or being dishonest, but you could do the job better. So my goal is that at Grit and at all companies, we create systems, processes, and compensation that aligns us being better at our jobs, whether that's setting better expectations for the customers, reps making more money. Like, that's something that I'm passionate about. Is I see myself when we talk internally as the advocate for the reps and how they can earn more, whether it's how we build our packages, how we do compensation.
And I would challenge that, Sam, and I would say you're not an advocate for the reps. You're an advocate for everyone. You're an advocate for the operating partners. You're an advocate for the Grit. You're an advocate for the rep. You're kind of just the advocate, because what you're doing is, again, you're creating win-win scenarios. Like, if a rep retains more accounts, not only does he get paid more, but the company gets paid more, and future reps have an easier job. Like, dude, not to push back, I feel like it's a positive pushback. Like, dude, no, you are not just an advocate to the reps. You are an advocate to this industry.
Yeah, so I totally agree. Keep doing the job. It's hard, but it's worth it, and let's just do it better. And if we innovate and get better every year, there's more money for all of us in it. There's more customers that are served better, and it just compounds and stacks for the rest of your life. Like we always talk about it, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. That's how reps should approach their job. That's how I'll approach my job, and that's how we all should just approach life.
Guys, this has been genuinely one of my favorite podcasts to date because there is so much gold in here. It's so different. I think if you're listening to this and you got something out of it, dude, send it to your managers, send it to your friends. I wouldn't be shocked if literally owners of pest control companies are listening to this because there's just so much to learn, whether you're a rep, whether you're an operating partner, whether you're an owner, whether you're a technician. Like, guys, as an industry, let's level up. Let's go be better. Let's put on better accounts. And like, genuinely, if other companies are putting on better accounts, that's better for all of us. It's just better for everyone. So grateful for you, Sam, and can't wait for another episode of Good Morning Meeting.